Hello everyone, Shadefyre here, and today I'm going to be taking a first impressions look at Evil West, a game that I've been kind of looking forward to because it is the closest thing we seem to have gotten in a long time to something like Dark Watch, which is another game that I think I've mentioned a bunch of times, and we will do a video on at some point, maybe even a full playthrough, depending on how well I can do with it. But yeah, this is another Weird West game, which is a game set in the old American West with supernatural elements, and this sounds like it has quite a few different supernatural critters in it, vampires, werewolves, etc. And you are more or less a member of a supernatural creature hunting organization founded by your dad. I've heard that this game is very much like a throwback to the AA action games of like 2008 to 2010, kind of that era, and that's said in a kind of positive way, not necessarily like it's kind of dated, but like from a simpler time when games were kind of goofy, kind of fun. Also, despite being a Western game where you very clearly have a revolver and a rifle, apparently most of the combat in this game is focused on your weird steampunk glove rather than your ranged weapons, and the ranged weapons are like abilities on a cooldown. So let's just get in here and find out what kind of game this is, because all I know is a third-person shooter / action game. I guess it is more of an action game than a shooter after what I just said. Okay, difficulty, gonna go with hard. These games usually are kind of easy. True death, do you want Iron Man for your third-person action game? Aim support off. Don't need that. Apparently this game is more built for a controller, but we're going to see how it works on mouse and keyboard. Because usually I'm pretty comfortable with playing games like this on a mouse and keyboard. I think I did all of Nier Automata without a controller, but I can't remember now. I mean, yes, usually I will use a controller for third-person games that are not shooters, but we'll see. All the rest of this is good. And maybe and that I didn't even move it. I'm like, oh yeah, I moved it a tiny bit, and I looked, and it's still at 50. Okay, let's just get in here. Though something weird that I saw was people saying that sort of AA game isn't around anymore.
Since the time of the founding fathers, dark forces have been preying on America.
Not quite AAA budget, but still a lot of money behind them.
Continued. A secret
I'm pretty sure they're still around.
Has trained people with remarkable skills. The agent's duty is to protect ordinary people from the forces of evil.
So yeah, even Dark Watch had literally, the Dark Watch organization was the same as this. Or it was the Brimstone Society from Blood Rain, or the BPRD from Hellboy. It's that kind of organization. You've seen it 100 times before.
Chester's in a chattier mood than your sour ass. Don't worry about the arrow boy. Dynamite's a great conversation style.
Okay, so we're also starting with a train heist. Is there going to be a vampire on this train?
Chester will be none too chatty with his guts sprayed all over a train carriage.
I know how to shape an explosion, Edgar.
He doesn't really look like a vampire.
Coming. Wait for it. Now!
Arrow's not gonna be happy about the bridge.
Ugh. Arrow can suck my dick. He's the Secretary of War, not the Secretary of Bridges. Let's go have a look-see. I go high.
I mean, we didn't want to blow the guy up, but we did just dump him and his train off a fucking bridge, so... Could have been just splattered against the sides of the train. Alright. Here we are. Doesn't seem like it's too sensitive. Maybe a little bit, because I can do that. Mouse sensitivity, I'm going to put that at 6, maybe? See how that goes. Yeah, it's probably a little better. Don't want to be whipping around and making people sick.
Nah, it's not that bad. Ugh.
Sweet Jesus!
So, I guess we don't have, like, an initiation or anything. We already have the, like, Van Helsing armor and the fucking big steampunk glove that shoots lightning or whatever. That's the other thing, too. These secret supernatural hunting organizations always have some kind of special arcane or steampunk technology.
Let's give it a try.
Walk up to the swooshy thing and press space when it becomes a yellow swooshy. Okay. They're just
What's that sound?
swing points.
Stop whining and start moving!
Bandits? Are we allowed to kill bandits? Some of these organizations aren't allowed to kill regular people. But this is the West, so... I don't think anyone will begrudge us killing a few bandits. Alright. So yeah, we have this glove. We are going to do a lot of punching with it. Occasionally, then, you might shoot somebody. And I believe this is just based on levels. There's no, like, open structure to the game. Okay, space to dodge. Yep, pretty familiar. That's a kind of a weird dodge. Looks very short if you go forward. Oh, you gotta double tap to roll. Okay. You have to double tap, but not, like, quickly double tap. You have to tap, wait, and then push it again. So yeah, you know, familiar kind of Batman Arkham Asylum combat still, which a lot of games copied in that 2010s era. That kind of became the standard for third-person punch-ems. Kind of still is to an extent these days. All right, what is that a healing crystal? Also, I'm noticing I don't have a gun here. So over here, that looks like something.
Okay.
21 bucks. I could probably buy a horse with that. They haven't told me what the interact key is yet, so I can't pick this up in space. Well, I rolled into it. Apparently that counts.
1867, 1864, 1881. Arranged in order of vintage like fine wines.
Okay. So the train was full of blood-bag people for a vampire. Though they kind of just looks like a bunch of coffins, so I guess he doesn't eat them fresh.
All dead. Fuck.
Fuck, I shouldn't have dropped them off the bridge. Well, I guess some of the train is still on the bridge.
Boy, you better make all this worth our time, Chester.
Look for Buck's pickups. That's just really funny the way they phrase that. Okay. Attack while dodging forward to dodge attack into them. That guy just got a big-ass tentacle for a head, I think. Okay, so I just knocked him up in the air. I'm guessing if I had my gun, I could have juggled him there with it. But I don't. Combat feels decently good so far. Just the, the basic dodge and attack doesn't feel awkward or anything. And it seems pretty lenient about when you dodge. If you have a long invincibility window. I have also heard that it gets a little, maybe bullet spongy later on, or punch spongy.
That felt good.
Where later enemies will take a lot of hits to bring down, so that might be more noticeable on hard. Okay, you can uppercut to hold, and then you can juggle them in the air with punches as well, apparently. It does seem like I only have kind of one combo right now, though.
Across the river somehow.
Somehow.
This would be a bad time for this thing to collapse.
So yeah, pretty linear level. It's just, you can kind of look around to get some pickups on the way. Or some lore up. Okay. Do I just keep holding it to do that? Because it just says hold W and left click. But that's kind of cool. You can just, volleyball spike them into hazards. Alright. Oh, come on. He didn't just fall into the spikes? Okay, so you have to kind of line them up when you do that. Otherwise, you'll just do the punch. Alright. I think we have stamina, but it's not that white bar under our health, because that doesn't seem to be moving. So I think that might be XP. You can also spike them into other enemies. Also, I like that you can just keep doing that. There's no cooldown to it. I kind of don't think these need to flash so brightly, though. Yeah, you look a little tougher. You cannot stop their regular attacks. I guess you can probably still dodge them, but you can interrupt them with a kick, apparently. Or an ability called the Kickoff. Yeah, so they do the very obvious flash. Ooh, that does all the damage. Okay, I can see that one maybe giving me a little trouble, the having to hit R. It's just far enough away that you have to kind of like think about it with your finger. So I might put that on one of my side mouse buttons. I gotta do this again. Alright, well, let's round up the boys. Get them all in line. Oh, never mind. Alright, you then. His foot touched it, he just exploded. Alright, bye. Was there one more? Yeah, there's one more. It sounds like they're saying eat lead, but I'm pretty sure they're saying need blood. So you have a heal, but it's on a very long cooldown. That's the thing next to my health. You can see it's only half charged, so I think that's charged by kills. Alright. So, wait for that, do that. Yeah, you really cannot. Okay. That kick is on a cooldown, but I don't know where the indication for that is. So you really do have to just keep dodging with this guy. You can't interrupt his attacks. And you can only kick his big one. The other ones you just have to get out of the way. Which I did not do there. Reviews did say that, or at least the review that I read, said that there are enemies who will give you a lot of trouble early on, like a single werewolf, and then later in the game you'll just be fighting like a dozen of them like it's no big deal. So I'm guessing this is probably one of those examples that this guy will do a lot of damage now, but when we're upgraded it won't really matter that much. Can we just punt him off the edge? Yep. He just hit an invisible wall and died. Alright. Okay. Already almost very dead. I don't know what that, like, bite symbol means. That time I dodged right through it. So you do have iframes there. Enough to go through it, I mean. I don't trust just dodging once against this guy, though. Oh, can I finish him?
You're over, pal.
And then I could heal, but my healing thing was not all the way charged. New lore. The Genu Giant. These oversized cannibalistic predators are native to the Genu tribe of North America and are known for their unusually large physique. The recent decline in their population inspired them to make a deal with the Sanguisuges. Some kind of vampire clan, I guess.
Great, more ticks.
Alright. Now we got big man and small man.
Looks like you could use a hand. Die already!
Yeah, that gives you health, I think, if you do a finisher. Wow, he has not very good aim. That was a lot easier. And I don't think it was because of having this guy here. Take out the distractions.
Son of a bitch!
So I think that will interrupt him unless he's doing his really big attack, the uppercut. I gotta do that. Interrupt again.
Shit!
Alright, so I got a health crystal, and then I use the rest of my heal. Yeah, see, I used it, and the meter didn't change, so I don't know if I actually used it up, or if it remains charged for another use. It's very unclear at the moment.
Pay for sure.
Alright.
Jesus.
One of them flew all the way over here. Well, I guess a few of them. Like, that's pretty far from the bridge. Hope he's not in one of these.
Worst damn barbecue ever.
Again, Don't really know how to pick that up. I hit
Hey, boyo,
spacebar.
Guess who's riding in first class and responsible for the biggest delivery in gathering history? Remember when the dream of attending the gathering was just that? Wishful thinking. But I am on my way, soon to be hobnobbing with the creme de la creme. The oldest, the wisest, the most powerful. This is where it begins. If I play this right, in 100 years, I'll be the one being catered to by human douchebags like you. That's it for now. I must bid you adieu. There's still much to do, and I can't louse this up. Yours truly, Chester, the Catering King.
Okay, so maybe not a vampire yet, but he thinks he's going to become one now. At some kind of big elder vampire gathering. All right, now we're allowed to use our revolver. So you don't aim it at all. I assume it'll just shoot whoever's kind of in front of you. Hold E for fanning, tap E for single shot.
Now that's what I call a game changer. Welcome to America, dipshit!
Okay, you can see the meter at the bottom. It kind of just refills on its own, but then it got refilled entirely. I want to see if I can uppercut here. Yeah, like that. Oh, he's not dead, though. Doesn't actually do that much damage. Okay. Let me just keep rolling into their attacks instead of doing what I'm trying to do. Which is that. Okay, now we already got two of these guys. That actually used up my charge. So maybe if you heal when you're not in combat, it doesn't use your charge. You can't completely interrupt your swings when you dodge, which is what I was trying to do there. You can pretty, like, leniently do that, but there's a certain window where you cannot attack and then dodge. Like there, I'm going to click and then match spacebar. So you can see he starts to swing, but eventually he stops. Okay, I can just hold it down too, rather than tapping it really quickly. Or I can just spike him into the water. I think we don't actually have access to the fancy lightning and stuff yet either for our gloves. Okay, so you can do the roll into an enemy to do the heavy attack, but you cannot dash and punch into an enemy. I really don't know what the teeth represent, though. I think that's like a... They're extra aggressive at this moment. you can also interrupt him very late into that and not take any damage. So it is, so far, a mostly lenient game, but you do take a lot of damage.
Punch could get me through.
Anything in this train? Nope. Gotta make sure, because I don't think I can go back. I'm gonna guess you probably can't replay levels either, if you miss anything. Coffin Bridge. Nope.
Okay, let's dance.
Goodbye. I mean, there's no reason not to punch them off. They don't drop anything except health. Oh wait, did that say I could stealth attack them?
I'll take that.
That was a buck box. You could tell because it was glowing.
I can smell you, Chess, you lousy skunk. Money.
You really don't have to look far to find it, though. It's like, hey, if you look to your right before you look to your left, there's some money. I gotta get up there. Out and over.
Mind if I join you?
Can I have some dynamite? I know I blew up the bridge and maybe fucked up the mission, but I bet I could still use some dynamite pretty effectively here. Okay, that actually did damage the other guy too, so. I guess in this situation, his dynamite throws are just environmental hazards that we try to lead them into. He's very stingy about the dynamite, though.
Mind if I join you?
Ooh, comboed. Axe to the back of the head. I need to thin their numbers a little bit. Because my heal-a-majigger is not charged yet. Oop, never mind. At the moment, I still don't feel confident that I have the tools to easily take out the heavies, though. I don't have like a stun ability or anything, except for when they do that one attack. I mean, I guess I can just shoot them. There's no style meter or anything where I can't just stand back and take chip shots at them. At least not yet. I just pulped him without even doing anything.
Jesus, Edgar, watch out!
At least it does give you an indicator as well if you're going to get hit with a heavy attack from behind. It's like, yes, somebody's coming at you. A problem that apparently Callisto Protocol has in any multi-enemy fight is it really does not tell you if you're about to get fucking tentacle punched in the back of the head. Alright, that everything? Get everyone? Someone big is coming. I wonder if he's going to charge at me and I have to get him to charge into walls. That sure would be new and surprising. Okay, he also has a big thing that I can apparently counter. Oh, I interrupted that with just a punch. I thought that was supposed to be uninterruptible. So he dropped a mid-fight health orb. He's clipping with himself because he's so big. So I can see what they mean about this feeling like a mid-2000s AA action game.
Rentier, still on your father's leash, I see.
Oh, he is a vampire. He is just a really lame vampire.
Heard you were on your way to the gathering, Jess. What's this? Catering?
Why, I have no idea what you're...
That big shiny ball out there is no good for your sensitive skin.
The sun's not to know what they'll do to me.
Fun game. Let's test that theory.
No, Richard, stop! Belmontville! The gathering's in Belmontville!
Excellent choice, Chester. And since you're feeling so damn helpful, we're gonna be needing a guide. Consider it a promotion. Dipshit.
Belmontville's a long way from the manor. We're on a clock here.
We've been hunting Debano for 3 months. What's another few hours?
Have it your way. But your father's gonna have your ass as an ashtray if we don't make that presentation.
You're retired. What's he gonna do? Fire you?
So clearly they don't exterminate every vampire they encounter, or they wouldn't be familiar with this Chester guy ahead of time. They sound like they've got a bit of a history, but he's probably a low-end vampire, so he's not a big deal.
Belmontville Mines, huh? Ooh. We're gonna be walking blind into a damn maze.
And if our tick friend here is telling the truth, Debano's gonna be right in the middle of it.
I don't think I'm in a position to lie, do you?
That's the spirit, Chester. Now you lift those fancy illusions, and who knows? Maybe you'll make it out of this after all.
The glamour. Even I have my limitations, Mr. Gravener.
Chester, it's
You
just
want a
glamour,
limitation?
it's not
How
glamour.
about walking around without a head.
Crawling with familiars. No question.
And where do you think you're going?
Judging by that tone of yours, sounds like I'm making sure Fancy Pants here doesn't make a run for it.
In broad daylight. That's why we need familiars.
I'm starting to question your qualifications for this job.
Those ass-licking tick lovers should be shot on sight. What the hell? Maybe we can play with dynamite out here, too. Right, Jess? I'll make you a new waistcoat.
I don't believe my tailor would like that.
See? You're bonding already.
eat me.
Their outfits are also just as lacking in subtlety as the Dark Watch outfits. It's a pretty fancy lever action repeater. So I guess that is just right-click to pull this thing out, but I assume on a cooldown meter as well, or a ammo meter. Now you can see it at the top right there. Takes a quarter for a single shot,
That gathering
and
won't
does not
find
really
itself,
reload.
you know?
Or does it?
Move it.
No. Okay, I'm hitting R while aiming, and it just reloads with time. Maybe that's one of the fancy steampunk features of it. It's auto-reloading. So I think you do go back to organization headquarters between most missions,
Oh, shut up. I told
where you can do your
my son's
upgrading and
not
stuff.
recovered after the change.
Hey, so you're telling me it's not the booze?
Wow. That guy ate a headshot like it was nothing. Hello? Okay. I don't think these guys had glowing weak spots, because they're just dudes. Apparently their gun is their glowing weak spot. Is it just going to explode in his hand? Doesn't really seem like it's doing that much more damage. Unless I'm missing. No, it is just exploding in his hand. I don't think that would work. Servant Gunslinger. The human servants of the Sanguisuge are referred to as familiars. They help vampires accomplish things they can't accomplish themselves. For example, any activity that can only be performed during the day. These dedicated slaves will give their lives for their masters. Often they let their masters feed on them, which creates an even deeper bond. All familiars hope that one day their masters will turn them into vampires. However, they are usually disappointed, as that gift is rarely given. There's also this guy.
Smash it. I'm taking it.
So, kind of look around here. Can I? Okay, you can go back, so you're not like trapped every time you jump over one of those. Anything else in here? Ooh, big chest. Okay, space is interact. Ghost scarf. New skin unlocked. What? It's just a white scarf. Okay. Apparently there are only 3 of each piece of your outfit. And we found one of them already. What's that? Lore?
Family of Calvert. Oh, another tick wannabe. Well, that's not gonna happen.
So ticks are vampires, but not their familiars. But he also called those, like, shitty vampires ticks, so I don't know. I guess they did want our blood. Is this anything? Nope, but there is one here. Very close to the animation from Darksiders for opening a chest, where you just punch the top and then it pops open with your big meaty glove. I guess Darksiders would be one of those, like, 2010 or, you know, mid-2000s action games that this game is apparently calling back to. Though, I guess Darksiders might have been a AAA game. I don't really know. AA doesn't specifically mean anything. It's not like there's a budget value that makes it AAA or AA, but it's more of a feel thing than an actual direct budget thing. But yeah, I wouldn't say that the AA game is dead at all. What was that French Revolution with robots game? Steel Rising? Steel something. That came out like 2 months ago. And that, I would say, is very much a AA game. You know, all of the stuff that comes from spiders. I think their whole thing is kind of making the slightly janky AA game. They're still around, it's just a lot of people don't notice them, I think. Biomutant, I would say, is another game that is probably a AA.
I'm gonna hang your head on a wall!
That man is all scarf. He's like 6 different scarves tied together. One of them might have been a flag. I keep trying to reload afterward. So I'm guessing I can use this kick to interrupt regular enemies as well. I could also just shoot him in the head, I guess. Oh, there we go. He's got a juggle kill animation for these guys. I could also just punch them into goop. Wow, that blew off both of his arms and most of his chest. Still doing it. Every time you see me kick after that, it's me trying to reload. Servant Sharpshooter. Much like the brutes, servant sharpshooters are also allowed to participate in the nightly communion. Unlike the brutes, however, their ritual requires them to have foul vampiric blood sprayed into their eyes. A parasitic leech-like bug that lives in the blood burrows into their eyeballs, changing its color and shape, allowing the servant sharpshooters to look further into the distance and see in the dark. What, like the vampires from The Strain? Where they're actually vampires because of a horrible, like, heart tapeworm? Or are they just, like, parasites of the vampires who are themselves parasites?
More money.
And they live in vampire blood. I'm going to spit my blood into your eyes, and then you'll be able to shoot even better. Sure, I'm on board with that, boss. Anything to become a vampire like you.
God, smells of ticks. Gathering must be close by.
I mean, it makes sense that you wouldn't be fighting the vampiric enemies during the day.
Gosh.
So that's why they have these guys. But now we're underground, and that means there probably will be vampires. As well as a lot of spiders. Why are we glowing? Arachnophobia warning. Is that what that is? It's like, hey, there are spiders in this game. Look out.
Fucking maze. Gotta be able
Oh boy. It's a cave maze. Well, apparently this is the way to go.
Yeah, that looks about right.
But there might be money down here. Actually wasn't really much of a maze at all, was it? Nothing over there. A little bit more over here. I think this is decent so far, though. It actually doesn't feel particularly janky to control. Like, I think it's fine so far with the mouse and keyboard. I still might want to rebind the kick so that I can actually use it in regular combat as well, but yeah, I'm digging this so far.
Somewhere.
It looked like my kind of game, even when they announced it, and then it kind of went quiet for a while, so I wasn't sure if it was still gonna come out. But yeah, I forgot to mention as well, though, this is from Flying Wild Hog, the folks behind the, you know, the recent Shadow Warrior games. I really liked the first Shadow Warrior, and the second one was okay. I wish that they had stuck to doing handmade levels instead of randomly generated, but I heard that they kind of dropped off a little bit with Shadow Warrior 3, which is why I haven't played it yet.
You seeing this too? Take it off.
Mr. Rentier, on a first date? What do you take me for?
You're right. Maybe a little lighting to set the mood.
No, no need. I see it now. Of course. The glamour. I'm on it.
Today, Chester.
Please, I need to concentrate. It's not that easy to sever the illusion from its source.
I'm also not a very good vampire.
You don't want to know. Sanguis Eternus.
Alright, we've successfully unglammed it.
I'll be damned. You know what? Let's switch. I'll take the explosives, you get the Bono.
Is this about the bridge?
It's not about the bridge.
Got the damn train, didn't I?
Alright, it's very saturated down here. At least we have a decent way to weaken these guys now. Now, TNT is not in a great spot to take advantage of it. I have to, like, get up against it. Oh no, I'm wedged. Yeah, the dodging into an enemy to do that attack, I'd rather it was a sprint thing than a dodge thing, because it's a little awkward to go from sprinting and then hitting dodge and then punch. These guys are vampires. There's really shitty, gross vampires. Alright, definitely feels better to have the gun to mix things up than just punching them repeatedly. Okay, got full health. Nothing else. Let's go.
I've seen my share of tech architecture, but that's something.
What's going on over there? Is those bats?
It's hard to compete against the species that keeps on growing and advancing with their technology, creating new and more dangerous weapons of war and other engineering marvels. As I see it, the real struggle is nature versus technology. Instinct versus genius. We have allowed those naturally subordinate to us to transform themselves from prey into predators. If we don't alter this trajectory, eventually they will murder us all.
So they came to the same realization as the vampires in Vampire the Masquerade, because in that, the Masquerade was created on the basis that if humans knew vampires existed, they would probably wipe them out, even though vampires are individually much more powerful. But there are a lot more humans, and they have a lot of technology. So eventually, the humans would kill all the vampires, and thus they have to keep their existence more or less a secret from main kind of body of humanity. And that's why vampires who potentially harm the masquerade are hunted down or cast out because they threaten the entire vampire species. Though they're not really a species, per se. Alright, got an achievement for doing that too many times already. But yeah, the TNT, I have to, like, stand here, kind of hang out around it until they gather up, and then... Actually, from what I've heard of it, it kind of sounds like the Callisto Protocol combat is a little bit like this, where you're mostly meleeing and then occasionally throwing in some shots to take enemies out. Alright, I got an upgrade tree. Alright, that's interesting. That seems like it makes our melee combo much more powerful than it currently is, because that affects every punch. Can I unlock that yet, or is it going to make me do the one that's selected? I think it's going to make me do the one that's selected. Because I'm holding down space on this one, and it will not let me, I think I have to do this one. Alright, game. The other one sounded way more useful, but having my heals recharged faster is okay, I guess. Knock him right back to where he came from. Okay, and also if you hit spacebar without a direction, you won't actually dodge. You have to go somewhere. And it seems to be worth doing the finisher because you do get health. Okay, I can go over the top or I can go around. Treasure if I go around. Didn't From Dusk Till Dawn have some kind of pyramid like this underneath the titty twister? And that's where the vampires came from? I haven't actually seen that movie yet. I keep meaning to watch it. And I think I've seen the end of it on TV once, like a long time ago. Because I remember at one point, somebody kills a vampire by closing the back of an ambulance to complete the cross on the back. That could have been something else entirely, but I've always remembered that as being From Dusk Till Dawn. I have, however, played the From Dusk Till Dawn game, which is a semi-sequel to the original movie, where you're in prison. And it was decent. I think I played through like half of it on PC. I wanted to do a video on that, because I want to see if it was actually decent, or if it was actually kind of bad. I just didn't really process that at the time, when I was like 12 or whatever. There's something over here. I think this is just an alternate path from the one I took. Doesn't Seems like there was anything over here. This just seems like the bad path. Oh, okay. We did actually need to come over here. Well, that's where we came from. So I guess we go this way. Swing it! Swing it! I do think, though, that the guns do not look as good as the ones in Dark Watch. I love those goofy fucking, like, bladed guns. Because every gun in that game has a melee weapon built into it. So, that was one of my favorite things about Dark Watch.
Brothers and sisters. We are not bred. We are not born. We come to life when we accept the gift of change. Our powers are many, and they have served us well.
That means you're not a species at all, dude.
Has given us safety through secrecy, but I am afraid we are becoming the victims of progress. Sooner or later, human technology will find a way to see past our illusions. They will expose and demonize us and make us their ultimate enemy. Inevitably, we will become their inferiors.
Is this like his TED Talk for how, hey, fellow vampires, we're all gonna die because humans are becoming too powerful.
When did they build this?
We need to do something about this. Like, blow up a bunch of nuclear reactors in order to cause nuclear winter so that we can take over the Earth now that there's no sun. Which was more or less the plot of The Strain. Fuck off, Bloodbug. Okay, yeah, so the kick actually does send them flying as well. But you cannot kick them off the edge with that. Weird. I do like that you can kind of hold down the fan the hammer and just kind of drag it across enemies. Hello? Is there an enemy alive? Is that why I can't go that way yet? Or is that where I came from? Gotta go past all these really fat vampire bats. They appear to all be dead. I think this might be a bug. I think maybe the guy I kicked off didn't die or something. What about this guy? Is he anything? Alright, well, we seem to have ran into our first bug. Maybe not too surprising that there's going to be a few of those, but I don't mind. Especially if I can just checkpoint restart here. Which I can maybe do. I don't know how to bring up the real menu. You know. Alright, maybe I can't load from checkpoint without dying, and I don't know how to die here. Because I can't just run off the edge. So this might be a quit to main menu. 2 minutes and 58 seconds since the last save. I just want to see where this drops me. Hopefully before that fight. Yeah, this is the fight here. So let's do this again and see if we actually... Wow, one hit, eh? See if we actually get progress, and it was just a bug. Okay, I saw him die. There's no way that he's going to cause problems for me. Did I just hear a scout death noise? Yeah, see? It was just a bug. But I think we'll end it here because we're already like an hour in. I actually thought we'd get back to the headquarters before this. Because I remember they showed off like a 30-minute section of what happens there the first time you go there, so I thought that would be earlier in the game. But thank you for joining me for this look at Evil West. It seems like it'll be fun. I'm curious to see where they go for like enemies and areas, because I've heard some of the environments are pretty cool. But I will definitely be playing more of this. So, until the next video, you folks all take care, and I hope you had fun here in the West. I've certainly got more Western stuff I want to take a look at, but I've also been kind of saving some of it for a new seasonal segment. See you around, folks.